Okay, let us start this because this is not awkward at all. It's totally awkward. What's up, YouTube? My name is Joshua Wade, and today I am in a park in beautiful Central Florida on a sunny day. And the reason I'm making this video is there are 1,000 videos on YouTube about aperture priority or your shutter speed or your aperture settings on your lens and what the difference is in bright sunlight. I'm sure you guys have heard this before. 24 frames per second means you want double that for your shutter speed. In most cases with cameras, you're 1/50th. So I wanted to walk around and kind of test a couple things. I did bring an ND filter with me. So I'm gonna set the cliche Hollywood settings of like 24 frames per second whenever I switch it over to manual mode. And I'll throw the ND filter on it about halfway through this, and you tell me if you notice a difference. Now the issue that I have is I chose this park because it's a very shady area and there's some sunny areas. I'm walking around vlogging right now. I don't want to be constantly adjusting the ND filter, even though I know those are the best results you're going to get. If you have your manual settings set up with the proper shutter speed and everything else, you can just adjust your ND. I don't want to have to worry about that. See, like right now I'm walking in the sun. This is damn near direct sunlight. I would have to stop and adjust my ND filter. I see a lot of YouTube videos of people talking about it, and then they're not actually walking around in a vlog scenario. So I can't really see, I don't want to see B-roll of what it looks like. I know what it looks like. I know the shutter, like with the shutter speed ramped way up, the motion blur is not exactly what you want it to be. But does it really matter when we're vlogging? If you're to the point where I am, where I just want to grab my camera and go. I don't want to have to mess around with an ND filter, stop every time I go under a shade tree, adjust it, make sure all the settings are good, make sure my zebras are good. So this has been aperture priority the whole time. What do you guys think? Like the Matty Hapoyas or the Peter McKinnons of the world, about to walk under shade. You see those guys in their clips every once in a while, they'll stop and they'll adjust their ND filter. So I'm gonna switch this off. I'm gonna put my ND filter on and I'm gonna set my shutter speed at 1/50th. And you guys tell me if you notice a difference, first of all, and second of all, did you really care up to this point? So let me switch this off and switch over, and the next time you see me, I'll have it on, okay? Okay, manual settings, 1/50th, and my ND filter is on. ISO is 100, so keep in mind if I walk into the shade, I'm gonna get really dark. So let's go for another walk. I'll try to stay, actually, you know what, I'll walk under shade real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm about to be really underexposed. So this is my variable ND filter on my Sigma 16mm. I've got the I've got the ISO set at 100. I've got it set at 2.0 on the aperture. See how dark I am? It's not compensating at all. So I'm gonna walk back into the sun. Now there is a slight workaround for this. Oh, my voice cracked. There is a slight workaround for this. What I've noticed is if I go into my ISO settings, on my camera I can set a minimum and a maximum. I don't know what other brands do that, but I set my minimum at 100 for my minimum ISO, and my maximum is at 1,000, which with the Sony camera, you can set it at about 640 and you'll be okay. See, like right now, I wanna reach up and grab my ND filter because it's saying right here, I'm all blown out. I'm way overexposed. So if I kick that down, and I'm already doing exactly what I hate doing. I don't like doing this. I would rather have it just set to aperture priority, but I'm obeying the 180-degree rule, right? For Hollywood, 24 frames per second, 1/50th, ISO 100 with a variable ND filter on it. And again, if you're doing a job or something, if you're being paid to get that cinematic look, I get it. When you're the operator and you're doing that and you're filming your subject, that's fine, but I don't want to deal with that. And you're watching this with the proper settings, right? Do you guys notice a difference? Do you really care? I mean, look at my motion blur, normal. My shutter speed's not cranked up to 2,000 or whatever it is for the luxury of stable footage, because the A6400 is not stabilized. See video. Here's my current easy vlogging rig, right? So anyway, I'm gonna switch now back to aperture priority, and I'm gonna walk back to the park because I am approaching said restaurant where I'm gonna get me some water or something, and you tell me if you really care about the aperture priority settings. All right, see you guys soon. Well, I was gonna get some fries, but they don't open for another half hour or 45 minutes or so. and I don't have the time to do that, unfortunately, to wait. Really cool spot we always come to eat. So we're back on Aperture Priority, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I walked off of the deck, the shading, it exposed for my face. Nice sunny day, pretty day. Hopefully this was a good case study. Hopefully you guys really got something out of this video, because I don't think it really matters. Like right now you're watching me in Aperture Priority. Say that 10 times fast, that's kind of tricky to say. One time slow for me. So we're in Aperture Priority. Has it really bothered you? Is it like jarring? Because I know if your shutter speed is kind of like all out of whack, it can really throw you off as a viewer. It'll take you kind of out of the video. So that was it, guys. What did you think? This is back in my studio, aka bedroom, and this is manual settings, but I'm in a controlled environment. I know that my softbox is not gonna move on me or change in brightness or intensity, so it's okay for me to use that in a studio environment. But when I was outside, honestly, I didn't, after watching the clips and stuff like that, I really didn't notice a difference that would bother me. And like I said in the video, yeah, I do notice a difference. I can see the jitteriness a little bit, but it didn't throw me off. It didn't really jar me or take me out of the video at all. I was still interested in it. So I'm curious to hear what you folks think. Leave comments down below. Let me know if ND filter looked way better or if just Aperture Priority worked. And let me know also about your experiences, your personal experiences experimenting, if you have, with this kind of stuff. And of course, continued support is greatly appreciated, so just hit that subscribe button. It's free for you, helps me out a lot as a content creator, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.